Monday Night Raw erupted into chaos as Roman Reigns made a shocking, brutal return that nobody saw coming. In a ruthless display of power, the tribal chief viciously attacked his former advisor Paul Heyman backstage, leaving him bloodied and broken. But Reigns wasn't done. He stormed the ring and stole Seth Rollins' Money in the Bank briefcase live on air, sending shockwaves through WWE and shaking the foundation of the roster. This moment isn't just a comeback, it's a declaration of war. Get ready, because the tribal chief is back with vengeance. Opening fireworks and rising tension. The show ignited with dazzling fireworks, the air thick with anticipation, as WWE teased the final rounds of the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. In the women's division, Asuka delivered a masterclass in dominance, the crowd roaring for every thunderous move she unleashed. But beneath the roaring cheers lurked a shadow, a sinister undercurrent. Backstage, the cameras kept cutting to hushed conversations, hurried whispers, and concerned officials darting through the halls. Michael Cole repeatedly teased the impending Roman Reigns' return, building a sense of unease that clung to every corner of the arena. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins made his grand entrance. Riding high off his Money in the Bank ladder match victory, Rollins carried himself like a king, cocky, flamboyant, and dangerously confident. He held the coveted briefcase like a golden ticket to immortality, teasing a cash-in at Night of Champions and taunting the entire roster, from Damian Priest to CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and even Roman Reigns himself. If Roman ever shows his face again, Rollins smirked, voice dripping with arrogance, he better bring more than justice. He'll need a lawyer, a medic, and a miracle. The crowd roared with mixed boos and cheers as he raised the briefcase high, a symbol of power gleaming under the arena lights. Backstage chaos. The Viper strikes. Cut to backstage, where chaos was quietly unraveling. The camera caught Paul Heyman pacing frantically inside his locker room, sweat gleaming on his forehead, eyes darting as he repeatedly checked his phone. Once the trusted consigliere to Roman Reigns, Heyman now found himself caught in the crumbling empire's middle, his loyalty tested and fractured by the ongoing war between Solo Siko's tenuous reign and Jacob Fatu's brutal takeover. Suddenly, the screen cut to pandemonium. The halls erupted with crashing sounds, heavy impacts, shouting, scrambling footsteps. Security rushed forward as cameras trembled with the chaos. Then, the world seemed to freeze. Paul Heyman lay on the cold floor, blood trickling from a deep cut on his forehead, gasping for air. Above him, a dark figure stood tall and menacing, Roman Reigns. No grand entrance, no pyrotechnics, just raw, brutal fury. Clad in a black hoodie, his hair tightly pulled back, Reigns' eyes burned with icy precision. Rollins' fall, spear through the heart, the night was far from over. Seth Rollins, oblivious to the backstage ambush, returned to close out the show. His swagger intact, he carried the Money in the Bank briefcase like a trophy, hyping SummerSlam and his impending championship reign. But the arena's energy shifted suddenly. Dimmed lights, an ominous stillness rippling through the crowd from the nosebleeds to ringside. Rollins hesitated mid-promo, a nervous laugh escaping as he scanned the arena. Come on. If this is Bray Wyatt's ghost again, I ain't scared, he scoffed. Then, in a heart-stopping moment, Roman Reigns emerged silently from behind the commentary table like a stalking lion ready to pounce. Before Rollins could react, the tribal chief exploded with a thunderous spear that shook the mat and shattered the moment. Rollins crumpled to the canvas like fragile paper. The crowd erupted in stunned disbelief. Reigns stood tall, chest heaving, eyes blazing with fury. Seizing the briefcase, he exited the ring with lethal purpose, rewriting the rules of the game in an instant. The battles within. Tournament highlights and Goldberg's return elsewhere. The king and queen of the ring tournaments raged on, providing a fierce backdrop to the chaos. Asuka's dominant victory echoed the women's division's rising power. On the men's side, Justo, Bronson Reed, and Rusev tore through an intense triple threat match, with Jey Uso emerging victorious, gaining momentum en route to Night of Champions. Amidst this, a seismic shockwave hit the arena. Goldberg, WWE legend, powerhouse, icon, made a surprise return, the crowd roaring as he challenged Intercontinental Champion Gunther in a face-off crackling with raw intensity. Their upcoming Night of Champions clash promised brutality and history. The ultimate power play. Roman Reigns holds the briefcase. But back to the focal point, the briefcase, the symbol of ultimate opportunity, once Seth Rollins' golden ticket to WWE immortality. Now, Roman Reigns gripped it like a relic of power reclaimed, holding the entire WWE universe hostage with his silence. He raised the briefcase high above his head as the camera zoomed in on the hushed arena. No fireworks, no announcements, just cold authority. Roman Reigns walked away, leaving questions burning in every mind. What does this mean? Has Roman officially stolen the briefcase? Does he now have the power to cash in? Will WWE strip him of the contract? Will Seth Rollins retaliate? Or is Roman holding it hostage, demanding a one-on-one match on WWE's grandest stage? The Tribal Chief's new era. Executioner of an Empire reborn. The truth is clear. This is not just about a title opportunity. It's about dominance. Roman Reigns is reminding the world, and every superstar holding gold or power, that WWE still belongs to him. Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, even legends like The Rock, they all stand beneath the shadow of the Tribal Chief's return. Roman is no longer simply the leader of the bloodline. He's the executioner of an empire reborn. The locker room now faces an ultimatum. Bow to the Tribal Chief, or be next. The king is back. The war has just begun.